From cacao farms to bustling factories, chocolate manufacturing is a blend of precision and artistry. Each step in this journey, from harvesting cacao beans to creating the final chocolate bar, is guided by both intricate science and a passion for flavor. The process of making chocolate starts in tropical regions where cacao trees produce large, colorful pods. Inside each pod are cacao beans, which are harvested by hand. Farmers open the pods and scoop out the beans, which are then left to ferment for several days. This fermentation is crucial as it brings out the beans' natural flavors, setting the foundation for that signature chocolate taste. The beans are left to ferment in wooden boxes or under banana leaves. During fermentation, natural chemical changes occur, giving the beans a deeper, more complex flavor. After fermentation, the beans are dried under the sun for about a week before being packed and sent to chocolate factories. Once the dried beans reach the factory, the first step is roasting. Roasting helps to develop and enhance the flavor of the chocolate. The beans are roasted at a specific temperature and time, depending on the type of chocolate being made. For dark chocolate, beans may be roasted at a higher temperature, while milk chocolate often requires a gentler roast. During roasting, the shells of the beans become brittle, making it easier to remove them in the next step. The beans release their delicious aroma, filling the factory with the scent of chocolate. After roasting, the beans are cracked open and their outer shells are removed in a process called winnowing. This leaves behind cacao nibs, which are the purest form of chocolate. The nibs are packed with cocoa solids and cocoa butter, both essential for making chocolate. Next, the cacao nibs are ground into a thick paste known as chocolate liquor. Despite the name, chocolate liquor doesn't contain alcohol. It's a pure liquid form of chocolate, rich and intense in flavor. The chocolate liquor then undergoes a process called conching. During conching, the chocolate is continuously mixed and aerated, often for hours or even days, to develop a smooth texture and mellow flavor. Conching breaks down particles, making the chocolate creamier and less gritty. Depending on the type of chocolate, other ingredients like sugar, milk powder, and vanilla are added to the chocolate liquor. For milk, chocolate powdered milk gives it a creamy taste, while white chocolate contains no cocoa solids, only cocoa butter, sugar, and milk powder. These ingredients are carefully measured and mixed in, ensuring that every batch has the perfect balance of sweetness and texture. Once the chocolate is blended, it goes through a process called tempering. Tempering involves cooling and reheating the chocolate at specific temperatures to align the cocoa butter crystals. This step is essential for giving chocolate that shiny finish and satisfying snap. Tempering also ensures that the chocolate will have a smooth texture and won't easily melt when handled. After tempering, the liquid chocolate is poured into molds to give it shape, whether it's a bar, truffle, or unique shape. The molds then go through a cooling tunnel where the chocolate solidifies, setting the shape and giving it that glossy appearance we all recognize. Once cooled, the chocolate is ready for packaging. Automated machines wrap each piece with precision, protecting it and ensuring freshness. Packaging is not just for preservation, it's a part of the brand experience, giving each chocolate product its unique look. Bread production is a fascinating process where each loaf moves through a series of high-tech machines, all working together to ensure a perfect result. The process begins with loading the main ingredients: flour, water, yeast, and sugar into large mixers. Each ingredient flows into the mixer in precise amounts to ensure consistency in the dough. Once inside the mixer, the ingredients are combined, forming a thick and elastic dough. This step is crucial for developing the bread's texture. Once fermented, the dough is transferred to a machine called the divider. This machine portions the dough into individual pieces, which will become individual loaves or buns. Next, the dough pieces move to the shaping station where they are molded into various forms. This machine ensures that each piece has the correct shape and size. After shaping the dough, enters a large industrial oven for baking. The oven is precisely temperature controlled, allowing each loaf to bake evenly, resulting in a golden crust and a soft, airy interior. Inside the oven, the dough expands as it bakes, creating that irresistible fresh bread aroma. This stage gives the bread its structure and flavor. Once baked, the bread needs time to cool before packaging. Conveyor belts carry the freshly baked loaves through a cooling area, where they gradually return to room temperature. This step is essential as packaging. Warm bread could lead to condensation and affect its shelf life. Once cooled, the bread heads to the packaging stage. Here, a specialized machine wraps each loaf, preserving its freshness. These machines can pack up to 45 products per minute and can use different packaging methods, either sealing with heat or closing with clips. Next up, let's explore the process of making cheese. It all begins with the arrival of fresh milk. Upon reaching the factory, the milk undergoes a series of tests, chemical, microbiological, and sensory, to ensure it meets quality standards. Once it passes, it's stored in insulated tanks with strict temperature control to maintain freshness. When it's time to begin cheese production, the milk is sent for pasteurization. This step removes any harmful bacteria. Then, specialized ingredients are added, including live lactic cultures, Penicillium roquefort, and rennet, which help start the cheese-making process. Next, the milk mixture is poured into stainless steel molds where it begins to take shape as cheese. The cheese is left to rest in these molds for 24 hours. After this initial resting period, the cheese undergoes its first salting, which enhances the flavor and aids in preservation. The cheese is then transferred to a special chamber, kept at around 21 degrees Celsius, where it will rest and age. After another 24 hours, a second salting occurs, which further enhances the cheese's unique flavor profile. Depending on the type of cheese, it can remain here for anywhere between 2 to 7 days. For Gorgonzola, the cheese needs to develop its distinctive blue veins. It's transferred to a cooler chamber at 3 to 5 degrees Celsius, where it's pierced with steel needles. This allows air inside, which helps the Penicillium roqueforti culture grow and form the signature blue mold. The cheese now undergoes a final ripening stage, lasting between 50 and 80 days. Once it reaches optimal maturity, it's ready for cutting and packaging. Using advanced technology like Celox systems, the factory can make up to 130 precise cuts per minute, ensuring consistency in each piece. Haribo candies are produced in factories using a combination of traditional methods and modern technology. The process begins with the careful selection of ingredients, such as sugar, gelatin, glucose syrup, flavorings, and food colorings. Once the ingredients are gathered, they are mixed together in large vats to create the candy mixture. The mixture is then heated to a precise temperature to ensure it reaches the correct consistency. Different flavors and colors are added at this stage to create the variety of Haribo candies available on the market. The next step in the process is shaping the candies. The warm candy mixture is poured into molds that give the candies their iconic shapes, such as bears, worms, or rings. The molds are carefully designed to ensure each candy is uniform in size and shape. After the candies have been shaped, they are cooled and allowed to set. This process can take several hours, depending on the type of candy being produced. Once the candies have set, they are removed from the molds and sent to the packaging area. In the packaging area, the candies are sorted and packaged into the familiar bags or boxes. The packaging is designed to keep the candies fresh and protect them during transportation. Labels are added to the packaging to provide important information such as ingredients, expiration dates, and nutritional content. Quality control is a crucial part of the manufacturing process at Haribo factories. Samples of candies are regularly taken from the production line and tested to ensure they meet the company's high standards.